Hi and welcome to episode 4 of the Top Sports podcast with me, Jono, and my co-host JT. We're going to go through our Euros 2020 predictor. We're going to predict the first, second, third, and fourth in each group, and then we're going to go and through to the knockout stages, talk about who will win that game, and then pick who we're gonna win, and then we'll review it after the Euros is finished. So, John, before we start, how are you doing, mate? You all good?
I'm good, mate. Enjoying the weather. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, the weather's been class, and I have left you behind again on the old England shirt front, haven't I?
Well, to be fair, I'm showing you're neutral and I'm biased, so
Oh well,
it's a bad thing.
Does that mean you think England are going to do well now? You change your mind?
No, because he'll pick the wrong team.
Yeah, he'll definitely. He won't pick Grealish or Foden. He'll pick Jordan Henderson. Now I've watched. Right, okay. Just before we jump into this, the friendly. Have you watched them?
I didn't catch. I only caught the last 10 minutes of the Romania one.
Right. So I'm not being funny. Jordan Henderson shouldn't start for me. No way. No way. He can tell he's unfit.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't want to. Obviously, he didn't want to get into any like dodgy challenges. It's a friendly. None of them do really, do they? They just want to get a few minutes under the belt. It wasn't about winning or losing. It was just about,
taking part.
Yeah, taking part. It's not about. It is though, isn't it? Really, because none of them want to get injured or anything like that, so they don't want to strain themselves too much, which I get. But Jordan Henderson really looked like he didn't want to do a fat lot. He just looked, yeah. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. I just had a Jordan Henderson rant. So anyway, right. Group A. So we have Switzerland, Turkey, Wales, and Italy. We're going to pick our 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think it's fair to say we know. Well, actually, is it fair to say? I don't know who's going to win this group. I would lean more towards Italy. What do you think?
Yeah, Italy have started to rebuild under Mancini. They've got some good players, so he's kind of took this Italian. He's stopped this Italian narrative of the way they play and just put his own touch on it. They're they move the ball a lot quicker, and try and get turn defence into attack. So he's kind of starting to. They've been very good, haven't they, in the last couple, like the qualifiers since not making the 2018 World Cup. Their rebuild has been very good, and I do think they're essentially dark horses. So I think they will win that group comfortably.
Okay, cool. Well, I don't know much about Italy, to be fair. I haven't kept tabs on them, so I'm going on I just know that they're a strong side at the moment. So, especially, and then when you especially look at this group, you think, yeah, they've got to top this, haven't they?
Yeah.
Right. Number 2. Who's going to be our number 2?
I think it's a toss-up between Switzerland and Turkey, but I do fancy Turkey in tournaments. They're in that group of teams that they don't always, for example, I don't think they'll get to the semis or the final, but they're always there or thereabouts, aren't they? In the last 16 or quarterfinals, like for example, Sweden. You know what I mean? They're in that group of countries that are always there for them.
I'm surprised by that one though. I thought you'd say they'd be like last. What do you think? You thinking our neighbouring country Wales would be last?
I do. I just think Bale and Ramsey. I think Bale hasn't played enough at all for Spurs. I think he can still win games on his own, but at a major tournament against them 3 teams, I don't. I think Wales are a very young side, aren't they? Robson kind of hasn't been picked. So I think Wales are bottom for me. I think the only 2 players that will actually happen for Wales are going to be Bale and Ramsey, maybe Harry Wilson.
Okay, let's stick them at the bottom then.
I do think Turkey would probably I'd just pitch Turkey over Switzerland. I would.
Okay, so we're going to go
again.
Turkey.
Shaqiri hasn't played. Is Shaqiri fit?
I don't know. I haven't seen much of him for Liverpool this season. He played it towards the second half of the season, didn't he? So I don't know.
Fit, isn't he?
Say again.
He is Swiss. Shaqiri's Swiss, isn't
Yeah.
he?
Quick, check.
Oh, yeah. My heart sank then. I had a right panic attack.
No, he is.
Turkey over Switzerland, personally. I would.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough. So that's going to be our Group A. So then Group B is Russia, Belgium, Denmark, and Finland. So I think Belgium's got a pretty good ride here, haven't they?
You think? I wouldn't, as my shout out to my cousin who thinks Denmark will be dark horses, and I sincerely agree with that.
Okay, so why do you think that?
They've got a very good side. They've had a good quality. Their form coming into this is very good. They've been doing really well in the World Cup qualification, and they have got a really good team. They've got Christensen, Schmeichel.
Yeah.
Denmark have always been reliable in major tournaments. Again, I'll put them in that little group of teams where they're not rollovers at all. They always do seem to get to the knockout stages, don't they?
Yeah, but I do think Belgium would definitely top this group.
I'm not disputing Belgium topping the group.
Yeah,
I just think it's not an easy group, but I think and Russia can be a struggle in a group, just like England. Now we were all over them for 90 minutes, and we can see the stupid last-minute goal, which got our last Euro campaign off to a poor start.
Yeah.
And again, they had a good World Cup, didn't they? You can't forget that.
They did. I agree.
Again, transitioning, you'd argue, but again, I wouldn't. When you look at it, when you glance first time, you would say Belgium easy group, but when you actually dissect it and actually figure out actually think who they're playing, again, Finland have got Pukki.
Yeah, I do feel I think Finland would be last in this group.
I'll let you put them at the bottom. I'm glad you're dragging them there because I'm not. But
I'm going to put Belgium top. I'm going to put Belgium top, and I'm going to put Finland bottom.
I disagree, so I hope everyone can hear that. Okay.
Denmark, well, I'm going to go Russia, Denmark then.
Okay. I disagree with that, but let's move on.
So who do you think's bottom then?
Russia.
Okay, we'll switch. We'll switch.
No, I want you to be a man. Be a man.
No.
Leave it like that. I think you can leave it. Don't get after the the Saka discussion. I've lost confidence now. And what was the other one that you done me on? Wan Saka. What was the other one? Who did you know? You said he was going to Saka.
Oh yeah, Saka. Yeah, I said he's going for his versatility, and you went, he's not. And look at him now. Right.
Is that a hat trick there? We'll have to wait and see.
God. Right. Okay. So next we have Austria, Macedonia, Ukraine, and the Netherlands. Well, North Macedonia. Sorry. Macedonia, Ukraine, and the Netherlands. Who's your number one? Let's start. I think is it easier to say the top and the bottom first? I always think second and third is a difficult pick, isn't it? Because the teams usually are quite similar in that. So I think North Macedonia is probably bottom of this. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so who do you think's winning this group? Because Ukraine, are they a bad side?
Not bad side, are they? I think it's they're. I wasn't really impressed with Austria when England played them. I thought England was. No. I thought England were flat. Were flat. I thought they broke away well, didn't they? But they never picked their final third pass. Wasn't the best, was it? Do you know, when they were broke away a few times, it was 3-on-3 or 4-on. Do you know when you think if they get this pass right, but they look very solid. A coin toss between them and Ukraine. I'd edge Austria. That's not on anything.
Okay.
Maybe because I've just seen them play.
Okay.
So
you would go Ukraine, Austria, Netherlands?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. The Netherlands, I don't know, they're a funny team. They're a funny side. Memphis Depay is probably the most well-known player there, isn't he? But like,
isn't it? Is that the Euros?
Well, he played in the last two friendlies. Yeah,
I think I read that he's out.
Oh right.
I think he's got injured.
Oh well, let's confirm that before we carry on, because I don't want to say any more about Memphis Depay then if I'm completely wrong.
So I was going to carry on talking while you're doing that. So, as I said, Austria against England, they are. Was that? I don't know if ever that was their reserve side, but I was quite impressed with them. I did think that they did defend quite well. Ukraine, I haven't seen enough of, and North Macedonia have done really well to qualify. It must be said. So you just don't know, because when Wales in 2016, like Wales and Northern Ireland, no one gave them a hope, and it's so hard now. There's no walkovers in international football, is there?
No, there isn't. There isn't. So just to cut back in on Depay, then I haven't seen. There's nothing in the news that I can see about him being injured. If anything,
God, you need to edit that bit out there.
well, we don't edit. But basically, all the talk is about him going to Tottenham. And on Twitter yesterday, he put happy to see the fans in the stadium yesterday. So. Yeah.
I don't know where I got that from then, but I did see a Netherlands player that quite a big one for them has got injured.
Oh no, I've seen Donny van der Beek isn't going. He's not in the final. He's not in the final squad.
Yeah, I've seen that. But I'm sure there was an injury. Maybe maybe it must have been clickbait or.
If there is an injury, we'll in the edit we'll put the player just in here. We don't know who the player is yet, but if not, we'll just put John with a pie face.
I deserve it.
Right, so going down to Group D. Now, this is the tough. I think this is one of the toughest groups to pick. Mason Group F, I think are pretty tough because I don't know, man. I got a funny feeling about Scotland.
Okay.
And I don't know what it is, and I don't. Yeah, I just don't know what it is. I think that they've actually got. If you actually just look at some players in their squad, I actually think they're not on paper. They've got some decent players. Like I like that Kieran Tierney. I like obviously Andy Robertson, John McGinn. Obviously, we love John McGinn. They've got players like Che Adams and people like that, and you just think, you know what? They're not going to be pushovers, are they?
No, not at all.
And then you think like, well, Croatia are a decent side. Czech Republic are a decent side. England struggled against them.
Yeah, England lost against them.
Yeah, we lost against them. So now I'm looking at Group D, and I'm very worried for England. Because
depends if he doesn't pick the right team. I know it's a cliche. England have scraped groups in the past, haven't they? Purely on the last game, give themselves so much to do. If he does not pick the right team, regardless of Grealish, regardless of other like your Henderson point, right, England will struggle in this group. So it's either England are either going to go through comfortably or crash out for them. There's going to be no in between. And I mean, crash out is in probably the third. We won't have enough points. Third place, best team. I don't know, but Croatia aren't as good. They have had a few retirees since the 2018 World Cup final. Mandzukic, Mandzukic, whatever his name is, has retired. Yeah, they've had 3 or 4. They've only won something like 9 in 23 since then. They've not had the greatest World Cup qualification campaign. So, and they've been toying with different things that aren't really necessarily working. Modric isn't getting any younger.
So Croatia could be one that are just they're not coming into their stride, are they? They're kind of on the dip. So that's fair to say that Croatia might not do as well than what we think then, or what I think. So
Czech Republic are a banana skin as well. I'd quite separate Czech Republic and Scotland, but I'm sure Scotland have beat Czech Republic recently.
Yeah, I fancy Scotland. I don't know what it is.
Where do you want to put Scotland in?
I don't. They're not going to win the group. I don't think.
Okay.
Sorry, Scotland, but I just don't see that happening. But I'm toying with these two.
Scotland won't finish last, I don't think.
I don't think they'll finish last. I'm going to put them third. I'm going to put Scotland third.
I think you should put them second if you think Scotland are perfectly capable of finishing second.
No, because now you've said that about Croatia, I think Czech will finish second, Croatia last, England first.
You think Czech Republic will finish second? Not for me. Swap with Czech Republic and Scotland. People are going to think we're mad for putting Croatia last, but I just don't think that. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
You happy with that? Well, you've made some good points about Croatia there, to be fair. That I didn't know they'd only won 9 in the last 20-odd games. So
it's something like that. I watched another podcast last night. It was a good one. It was a Villa fan, and I'm sure they had a stat. I can't remember his name. And he said the Croatia only won, damn, they've been on 9 out of 23. Something like that, but not great at all.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good to know. That's calmed me down a bit for Group D. But, I think it's going to be a tough group for England, but somehow, I think they might just scrape it.
You can't. You can't judge much on warm-up games. It's just like pre-season friendlies, mate. Yeah. Alluding to Villa, mate. I remember the one season under McLeish, was it, where we won or Martin O'Neill, maybe last season we won a whole pre-season, and then we had a poor start. It means absolutely nothing. I know where we haven't won any games in pre-season, had a fantastic start. Just not the warm-up games are nonsense. You might as well not even have a scoreboard.
Yeah. So, Group E then. Poland, Spain, Sweden, and Slovakia.
Okay. I think Slovakia will finish bottom.
Okay. Throwing that in there. I agree. Spain, we're going for top.
Second.
Okay. Who's your top?
I think Sweden.
Okay. You like the Swedes, don't you?
Bearing in mind, Spain have had another rebuild under Enrique.
Yeah.
And do you read I think Spain's problem is you tell me their goal scorer like they used to have with David Villa and Torres and little the magician David Silva. They've lost a lot of goals in that team. It's all right playing your tiki-taka. I think that what they've lost is that they dominate games, but they haven't got that striker for me.
Okay, that's fair.
I think the defence centre-backs will be it's Lopez from City, I think, is one of them that possibly will start.
Yeah, because he was it's Laporte, isn't it?
Laporte. Lopez and Laporte, is it?
It's Laporte, yeah. Because
Laporte, hasn't picked no Madrid, hasn't he? No Ramos, which I think is ludicrous to me.
Yeah, Ramos is a beast, isn't he? And it's just the experience he has.
Yeah, exactly. So
just crazy. How can you not like him?
Poland, I thought Poland gave England a decent game before the late winner against them in the World Cup qualifiers just recently.
Yeah.
No, they're not rollovers, so keep an eye on them. But I don't know enough of them to bring to maybe. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think Sweden are a good side. They do well in group things. England have had Sweden in a couple of we had them in Euro 2008, was it? Or no, 12. Euro 2012, and Andy Carroll, England beat 3-2.
Didn't we play him in the World Cup as well?
Yeah, that's correct. Quarter-final World Cup.
And we won 2-0, didn't we?
We did. England were very good that day. I just think Sweden, again, they're always there or thereabouts, aren't they? You can't.
They have their chances, don't they?
Yeah, they're just a very reliable team. They always seem to qualify and always seem to get through the group stage, don't they?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I like that. Yeah, I think Group E is a good one there. So, let's jump on to Group F then. Now, this is the what they call the super group, I suppose, isn't it? We've got some good teams here, and this is going to be a difficult pick, I think. Portugal, France, Germany, and Hungary. Now, I'm sorry, but Hungary is just last, aren't they? I'm just sorry. That's just with those teams in that group, they've just had a bad draw there. So first, who are we going for first? This is going to be an interesting one because
I think France will win the group.
Yeah, I think France. The players that they've got are they're almost at the right level of peak ability, aren't they? They're at that age.
A golden generation in its prime.
Yeah, you got your Pogbas, your Kante, your Griezmann. They're all coming into that sort of stage where they're just at sort of the peak of their sort of seasons as well, aren't they? Like they've all been doing pretty well. I think the only one is probably Griezmann, who's been playing for Barcelona, and they've all not had a great season, but
he still turns up as France. He does.
Quality player, absolute quality. So you've got all those type of players, and I just think they'll just have the experience and quality just to overcome this. Now, Portugal and Germany is an interesting one because, to be fair, when Portugal won it, they finished third, so they might just want to finish third again. Be a good luck charm for them. Germany, I don't know too much about Germany. I saw some highlights of their recent game when they won. What was it, 7-1? They did look pretty good. And they've got a few decent players as well. So, Portugal, I just don't think will have enough to take that second place. I do think Germany will, but what do you think?
It's really both difficult call. I think Germany is still coming out of the transitioning period after a shocking World Cup. But I do think they're starting to see the other side of that now with Werner, Havertz. You still got Neuer in goal.
Yeah.
I don't know loads about Germany, to be honest, but Portugal, Bruno Fernandes, obviously Ronaldo spring to mind. But is it always my issue with Portugal? It's always about the Ronaldo show, isn't it?
It is. It's definitely a one-man team sort of mentality.
He's been good for Juventus, but he hasn't been outstanding. Do you know when he was outstanding, carried that team in Euros 2006? Because he was just in his purple patch in Madrid then as well.
You just can't rule him out, though, can you? He can just do the spectacular. That's the problem. That's why he's a world-class player, and he's won.
I'd say Germany over Portugal, but I still think Portugal will be one of the third best placed.
I agree. I think we're going to put Germany into third, and that will complete our groups. So that's Group F. I'm happy with those. I'm thinking that we've done some solid picks there. If you were to pick any different groups or any different sort of 1, 2, 3, 4s out of those groups, let us know in the comments below. But yeah, I think we've done well there. Let's move on down to the next bit then. So we need to predict the 4 best third placed teams. The 4 with the most points will progress to the knockout stage. So in those third positions, we've put Switzerland, Finland, Ukraine, Czech Republic, Poland, and Portugal. So we need to pick 3 out of that. Now, I think Portugal will make it through. Is that something we agree on?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. What do you think about the rest then?
Depends on the group, doesn't it? I think have a look at Finland's group because it's about the points in your head, isn't it? So it's all right picking 3 out then, but you need to have a reason why.
Let's move back up to Finland. So it's Belgium, Denmark, Finland, and Russia.
I think Finland. I do think Finland will get at least 4 points. I do.
Okay, so let's go into Finland then.
And then we'll have a look. Czech Republic, third place team in group. I'm not sure. Maybe do you want to have a look at someone else, or do you think it will be Czech Republic?
I do think Czech Republic will, because I think our group, there'll be, like I said, I think England might just nip it by like a point or 2. I can see Czech Republic taking points off. They could take points off England, to be fair. They could, like I said, like we've already said, So
okay, I'll let you look at the last one.
Yeah, I think Czech Republic. Okay. And then I don't know where everyone else placed again. So Poland have got Sweden, Spain, Slovakia. That could be an interesting one. I'm kind of edging towards Switzerland.
I think Ukraine could easily, because look at their group.
Yeah, you've got to think North Macedonia. They're likely to beat them twice. Well, they're likely to beat them, aren't they? So I think, easily they're going to have that extra sort of 3 points, aren't they? So let's hit Ukraine. I'm going to go Ukraine. So that's going to be our 4 best third place teams.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's click onto the knockout stages then. So, round of 16, that means Belgium would be against Portugal.
Oh.
Great game that would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, this is what we're thinking what our round 16 looks like. Let's just go through the games one by one then. So, Belgium, Portugal, who wins that one?
Belgium.
I agree. I think, again, they're just going to be too good, aren't they? They're just so good. Right. Italy, Austria.
Italy.
I mean, we should probably put an accumulator on this. Obviously, we don't know these are going to be the exact teams, but Italy to beat Austria, which leaves Belgium versus Italy. Let's continue down. So we have France versus Finland. Don't need a discussion about that. Scotland versus Spain. Come on. You don't feel Scotland could do this here?
I think that did a Spanish here, Scotland.
We've got John McGinn in the middle, dominating the park. Scott McTominay, threading those through balls to Super John McGinn, who will Maradona turn everybody.
If you think so, I wouldn't. Okay.
No, I know. Let's
There's always going to be a shock, isn't there? You can't knock out football. There's always a shock. Just depends where you want.
There is. But will Scotland have enough to take Spain?
Come back to that one.
Come back to we'll leave that one. Right. Sweden versus the Ukraine.
That's a tough one to draw.
Sweden. Okay, I'd go Sweden. England, Germany. Now that would be a tasty one, wouldn't it?
I've just got Lampard in my head.
Yeah. Oh God, the goal that wasn't a goal. What a great stroke that was as well.
Because we were so bad, but that would have equalised. We were so bad, weren't we? Again, but that going 2-2 at half time
would have been a different story, wouldn't it?
Germany aren't as strong as it was, so I would fancy. I have to just say England with my heart.
What if Tyrone Mings was at the back?
Germany.
No offense, Tyrone. We love Tyrone Mings, but we'll go. So who are we saying? I'm going to back England. We've got to back England.
Then I'll go with my heart, England.
Yeah, we're going to go. Yeah, we're going to go England. Okay, but then we've got Netherlands versus the Czech Republic.
Tough one.
That is a very tough one. I would go.
You have got knockout. You could go. There's going to be one. I think there's going to be one shock or one team out of nowhere, like when Wales.
I think Czech Republic would win this game.
Okay.
So we're going to go with this as our. So
they have got Thomas Souček, haven't they? And they've got some players.
Oh yeah, they've got decent players. And he's in great goal scoring form, really, isn't he? Turkey versus Denmark. Then I'm gonna let you pick this one because you like the Danes, don't you? So
I do like the Turks, mate. But I'll go with the Danes. Yeah, I think I'll do well.
Okie dokie. Right, so we need to go back up then. So let's go back up to the top because we haven't picked who's going to get into the quarterfinals out of Scotland and Spain. I'm going to go with Spain. I just think Scotland are a little bit weaker on the left-hand side. They're good on the right-hand side. Left-hand side, they're pretty good because they've got Tierney, Robertson on the left-hand side.
Well, they're weak at the back, isn't they? Because that's what stopped McTominay plays centre-back. We're not weak at the but they've got really good centre-mid, so he actually puts McTominay as a centre-back.
Yeah.
Which I'm not convinced about, but
yeah. So I think Spain would beat Scotland if we were going to just go off today. So our quarterfinal teams then, we've got Belgium versus Italy. We have France versus Spain. We have Sweden versus England, and then we have the Czech Republic versus Denmark. That's a decent.
I mean, if we're going by our predictions, look how that opens up for England being the bottom of it.
It'd be great for England, wouldn't it?
Mm.
But they'd obviously have to take out a big team. That's the problem. That's why I think you're right in saying we probably won't make it to the quarterfinals because, well, actually, did you say quarterfinals and we'll be out, or you won't? You don't think we'll get quarterfinals?
I said it depends. If England have to get rid of a powerhouse team winning the group, I just don't see it.
See it happening? No.
I just think we just don't ever do it. The only time we've had when England have been successful in the major tournaments, Italia 90, obviously 2018 World Cup, when we beat teams like your Denmark, your Ukraines, we're perfectly capable of doing that. But when it's against your powerhouse team, we never do it. We lost to Portugal 3 times, lost to Germany 2006, Brazil 2002. When every time we hit that massive game, as you say, to beat them, to win the competition, we don't do it. Whereas Portugal were poor in 2016, but they still beat. I know they had Wales, and I don't know who they had in the quarterfinal, but they still beat that big team in the final, didn't they? Was it against France? Was it?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
So, England just never done it for me, beating them powerhouse teams since we've been watching them.
No, you're right. You're right. But who knows? Like you said, knockout football can spring some surprises. Hopefully, England are one of those nice surprises. So, quarterfinals then. We're going to go Belgium versus Italy. Who have you got for them?
In Belgium or in England's category, aren't they? Their team is phenomenal. For them not to have won something in the last 2 tournaments is criminal for me.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that could go on. But Lukaku has been on fire, so
yeah.
Belgium.
To be fair, I fancy Belgium for the tournament along with France. So it'll be a good final because I'm just going to click France. Good semi-final. That would be an unreal game to watch. And I think France are they'll be too strong for Spain as well. I just think they'll be way better. So
yeah.
Belgium versus France for a semi-final would be a cracking game. Let's move on down. Let's go put England into the final. I'm checking. Sweden versus England.
Yeah, we will. If this is how we panned out, England will beat Sweden like we did.
Yeah, I think we'll beat Sweden. We've beat them numerous amounts of times. I don't see it as that being too much of a problem for us. Do you?
Nope.
Cool. So Czech Republic versus Denmark. What do you think about this one?
I think Denmark will beat Czech Republic. What do you think?
Okay. Now I'll go with what you think. I don't know too much about Denmark, but if you think that they're actually quite a strong side, then they could go a little bit further. I mean, Denmark to get into the semis would be great for them, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So let's move on down. Oh, sorry, no, I can't do that because that is the semi-finals, like I've just said. One moment, right. Belgium versus France. Then now this is such a difficult one. Such a difficult one because they've equally got good strikers, equally got great midfield, defenses.
I think that's the final. If it pans out slightly different to what we think, and they avoid each other, I think that's the final.
Yeah, I agree.
But the way it's happened for us, I think in a semi-final, I think Belgium's time could be now.
Yeah,
they've had 2 semi. They lost to Wales in the Euro quarter-final, didn't they? And that was bad. And then they lost to France in the semis for the World Cup. So they've got some experience now. So I think their time may come.
Yeah, I agree. I like Belgium's chances, to be honest. Be interesting,
especially with Lukaku firing. He wasn't firing when they in them other 2 tournaments, was it? It was because he had the problem at Man United. So now he's firing at full max. He's lost a load of weight because of the medical issue. That's a massive boost as well.
Yeah. I wonder what the odds are on Belgium to win. Would that be something where you could see that happening?
Well, they'll be 5-1, 6-1.
6-1 Belgium are. to outright win. France are the favourites, 9-2. This is on Sky Bet. There are other betting, online betting companies to use as well, just to throw that out there. We don't just want to throw odds from one place.
We don't want to be sued.
Yeah, we don't want to be sued. Belgium, 6-1. It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout at all. Your Denmark's 28-1, John.
I know.
That ain't bad. That is not bad, considering the fact that our next game is England versus Denmark in the semi-finals. I didn't think it'd pan out like this when we started doing the selector. So
just shows how much we know. Nothing.
Yeah, we know absolutely nothing. So England, Denmark, who takes that one?
Let's do a forfeit. If these are the 4 semi-finalists, what is the forfeit?
Don't do that to me, John.
Go on.
Okay.
No, just because it'd be ridiculous.
I don't know. What would you do?
I can hear the
cogs working.
I'll get a tattoo of Saka on my leg.
No, you won't.
I would do it.
You won't.
I would. That's how confident I am in that happening for them specific 4 teams in this order.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I kind of want this to happen now. So you're going to say, right? Okay, let me just rewind. If the semi-final is England versus Denmark and Belgium versus France, you will get a tattoo of Saka.
Yeah, on my leg.
On your leg. Okay, how big is this tattoo going to be?
Not big, just a small tattoo of Saka.
Okay. So you kind of, you should go big or go home, I think.
There's got to be something sensible.
The whole calf needs to be of Saka.
A sleeve.
Yeah. Of his England triumphs.
Oh, yeah, the 1 goal.
After this tournament, what if he scores a hat-trick? That should be a good one. If Saka scores a hat-trick in this tournament, you've got to get the tattoo then as well.
I'm saying nothing. I've said enough already.
Okay, right. So England, Denmark. We're going for it. We've got to back the boys now. Now they're in the semi-final.
I don't think they're getting this far. So how has this happened?
I don't know. Where did we go wrong? We need to swap it with Germany, I think. We're not beating Germany. What makes me think we're beating Germany?
I don't know. There's me saying that England never beat a team with a powerhouse and we've put them through.
Yeah, we're changing that. Germany's going through. I'm sorry, we can't let England get to the semi-finals. It's ridiculous. They're just not getting there. I've switched it. We're going Germany.
Okay.
Germany, Denmark. Germany are the 4 favourites in this tournament as well, just to say. Got to be Germany, ain't it?
Yeah, you've swapped it now. I feel bad for England that we put it back as England. Let's just stick to what we had.
We're not England fans, do you know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah,
we've got to be pessimistic if we're England fans.
Yeah, but we said, I do think England could beat Germany. I do.
Yeah. Let's be fair then. Let's be fair. England, Denmark, semi-final.
My point in the last podcast is that I don't think we will beat a powerhouse team in the quarterfinals. I didn't know that England would play, obviously, Germany.
Fair.
I mean, that's ridiculous, winning your group and then playing Germany for that group of death. I mean, I know we're going to play one of them, but none of them scare me. It's the ones like Belgium and your France is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So this is probably getting Germany is that the best outcome for England?
I think Portugal.
Portugal will be the best outcome.
Yeah, I do.
So that would require Portugal to finish second.
Yeah.
And
Germany, what do you think?
Third. I don't know. Again, because England seem to come every time we come up against Portugal, something just goes wrong.
And Germany.
And Germany, yeah. We just have really bad luck against these teams. Or we just play crap. against the big
Go on,
teams.
then.
Like you
Right,
say.
let's just take all this aside now. Let's be serious. Do you think England will beat Germany in the last 16?
No,
Okay, fine, that's fine. I agree. Go on, then. Put Germany in there.
I don't. I think what we got carried away on was the fact that we love England.
Go on, then. Germany to beat them. I think you need a dark horse. I do. I think you're that. But
You think Denmark's going to get to the final?
you only can play what's in front of you on our little thing.
Do you know what? If Denmark, right? Okay, I will go for this then because you've gone for the Saka tattoo.
No, but now we've changed it because I said if England, it was them four. So
Okay, okay. If England, right? Okay, so this would be. I'll do a forfeit as well. Right. Hear me out. I'm gonna get the. I might get. All right. Okay. My brain's still working this out. If England get Germany or Portugal in the last 16,
yeah,
and they beat them,
yeah.
you get a tattoo of Saka.
No, don't.
And then mine, which will never happen, is if Denmark get to the finals, I'll get Kasper Schmeichel on me.
Right, two things I want to say here. England getting to the last 16 against Germany or Portugal is very likely to happen. And over one game of 90 minutes to get Saka on me, I'm not prepared to do that. And then to the audacity to say if Denmark get to the final.
Yeah, I mean, look at Denmark's chances. They've got Turkey to play, according to us.
And Czech Republic, because you think Czech Republic are the best team since sliced bread. We've got Croatia fourth in the group. It's ridiculous.
We're going to get a stick for this. Everyone, what are these two kids on about? Like, what the hell?
All the 5 viewers.
Yeah.
Going to be angry.
Hello, all 5 of you. We appreciate it.
Right, go on. Let's get this wrapped up.
Let's get this wrapped up then. So Germany, Denmark. I'm sorry, I just think Germany would beat them.
Okay.
And then we're going to say Belgium, Germany final.
Belgium for me.
I think Belgium will win. Belgium will be our champions of Euros 2020.
And so what should we do? Should we put a $5 each on Belgium, and if we win, donate it to charity?
Yeah. Let's do that. We'll put $5 each on Belgium to win, and if they win, we'll give the money to a charity of.
Right, how much is it? What are the odds? Sorry,
the odds are 6-1.
6-1. So if we put a tenner each, then that's a good little bit of money for the charity.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah,
we'll do that.
A tenner each for Belgium to win.
Yeah. I feel like a cheeky bet on Denmark now. You've made me turn into like some Denmark fan for some reason.
Yeah, that's what my cousin's done to me.
Yeah, I don't know for whatever reason. Imagine Denmark smash it now and we didn't even put the bet on 28-1. Madness. Okay. Right, let's wrap this up then. So this is our Euro predictions. I mean, likelihood is after the Euros, when we come back and visit what we've actually done here, it's likely going to be very different to what we've picked. I'll be shocked if we got any of it right, to be honest.
If we get one group right, I'll be delighted.
Yeah, I think one or two groups. If we get 2 groups right, I think we've done very, very well to do that. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching the podcast. Thanks for listening. If you're on Spotify, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, be alerted when a video pops out. And cheers for watching, guys. Speak to you soon.